Speaking of being done, Landon Lewis is done.
Best segue possible.
Wasn't that perfect? Oh, no. Brandon Rose. Oh, who's going to take it? Wow. Brandon Rose going to take the win in this one. 52 thousandths of a second ahead of Landon Lewis. Scott Belcastro going to be coming around for third. So everybody just shy of that 10-lap run in this one. Brandon Rose with a 9.5 flat .7. Landon Lewis, 9.5 flat .78. Scott Belcastro, 9 and a 5.10. Mike Dana, Cole Caston, rounding out your top 5. So heat number 1 at Truggy in the books. That's race number 16. Once again, if you are just tuning in, this is round 2 of qualifying for Truggy. We'll head right into round 3 and 4 for Buggy and Truggy following this. And I believe we're going to have some lower mains today. We heard yet how many lower mains we got?
We haven't. They unfortunately have not been able to shake out an official timetable since the great rainstorm of 2017 that put day 1 in danger. So I'm not really sure. There is a broadcast schedule on our homepage that means literally nothing anymore. One of the Sontags there, Mama Sontag, putting the car down. Oh, it's Mike that's out there racing.
Looking at our Race Day Hobbies pit lane cam. Pretty cool view of these guys. It's going to be an awesome shot to watch throughout the mains for sure.
I think that's Ron Lupel down there in the TLR shirt that looks hilariously like my dad's, like my dad's doppelganger, I would say.
With the headset on?
Yeah. I've had people before like, it looks like your dad with slightly longer, like a more Canadian haircut.
A more Canadian haircut?
Yeah.
Do Canadians all have long hair?
No.
No.
Yeah.
That didn't make sense.
Sure. Not
no.
really.
You've been hanging out with me way too long. Oh, wrong way.
I think you've elevated the... No, actually, I take that back.
As we get set to go here for race number 17, got 13 drivers coming up in this one. Brennan Schimmel, Carlos Sikora, Harold Lewis, Richard Pounder, Robert Hartwell, Josh Long, Mike Sontag, Robert Spalding, Jimmy Stevens, Pascal Morin, Rick Inler, Henry Shack, and Austin Pannone.
Got a chance to meet Pascal Morin today for the first time this morning. He stopped by the trailer and said hi. He said, remember, it's Abby Burkew. And then he also laughed and he said he really enjoys watching the show.
What did I have? What did I